Hi, I'm Jonathan Williams, a sprinter on the men's track and field team, and you are watching the Black and Gold Report on WFXB.
Good afternoon, Braves fans, and welcome to this week's edition of the Black and Gold Report, a program all about UNC Pembroke athletics. I'm Kevin Freeman. Today on the show, we're going to talk a little ladies hoops with head women's basketball coach John Haskins. But first, we're going to talk about the spring recruiting class and the 2013 football schedule with head football coach Pete Shinnick. Coach, good to see you again. Welcome back.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Now signing day is always an exciting time for you guys. It was February 6th this year, and you bring 14 newcomers to the fold. Talk briefly about your overall impressions of this recruiting class, and do you think you met a lot of the team's needs?
Well, we did meet the needs, and that's really every year you go out and you try to fill the voids that have been created by a previous senior class. Fortunately for us, we did not lose many seniors on last year's team, so this class was not one of the bigger ones we've had. And so we felt good to be able to get some of the guys that we did, and I know we're going to talk about a few of them here, but pleased with how our coaches worked and the gentlemen that we have coming and joining us. Okay,
well, of the 14, 10 of them are going to enroll next fall as first semester freshmen, and the other 4 are transfer students who are already enrolled as of January. Sure. Is there a difference when it comes to recruiting high school seniors versus transfer students? Is there something different that goes on in the process?
Well, with a high school student athlete, you are really recruiting everybody involved in the process. I mean, from the high school counselor to the coach, to the mom, to the dad, to the student athlete. When you get a transfer, we had a couple guys come from 4-year institutions. It really just goes to the family at that point in time. When you're recruiting someone who comes from a junior college, you get the coach involved a little bit, but it's more or less, on an individual basis.
Well, one of the players who sticks out to me immediately is Marquel Rozier. I don't know if I pronounce his name right or not, but he's a 6'7", 360-pound beast transferring from Bethune-Cookman. He's an offensive lineman. I mean, how big is this guy? He's got to be gigantic.
He is. He might be the largest person we've ever had in the program. The first time I met him when he was at St. Paul, and he came on a recruiting weekend when we had a game, and he just came through the door and took up the whole doorway. And he's about the same size now, so we're excited to get him. He's got 1 year of eligibility left. We're looking forward to him finishing out his career.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that. He's coming in as a transfer senior. I assume he's a guy who you're hoping that's going to step right in and fill some holes in that offensive line from the first game, correct?
Yeah, we lost 3 seniors last year who played a lot of football for us, and so offensive line transfer was one of the things we were looking for. Marquel fits that bill for us.
You also have Demetris Biggs. He's another huge guy as well that you're going to have on the line. Did their size, he's like 6'5", 330 or something like that. Did their size play a role in your recruitment of them?
They did, and we've really tried the last couple years to go a little bigger with our offensive line. Some of the things we're doing schematically plays out well for that. And I think when you look at the high school offensive linemen that we got some size there as well. So both our transfers, our high school offensive linemen, size was a factor.
That's great. You've mentioned that Seth Owens and Madison Mills have the potential of being the long-term solution for you at quarterback. Mm-hmm. Your top 2 quarterbacks are going to be seniors this coming year. What did you see in both of those guys that made you think that they were a good fit for your team?
Both of them really good leaders. Control their teams well, control the huddle well, control what's going on the field, and both of them are very accurate. And so really impressed with what we saw when they came and worked out, spent some time with us. Seth, excuse me, Seth has a great upside. We're going to have him for 4 or 5 years if we redshirt him. Madison's got 3 years of eligibility. So, well, like you said, John and Luke, our top 2 quarterbacks, both those guys are going to be graduating next year. We needed some experience, and we needed to have some answers at quarterback.
Now, do they play the style of football that fits well into your offensive scheme?
They do. Both of them really fit extremely well, and they're a little more mobile than Luke, probably a little closer to what John was when we saw John play against Catawba. So they fit into what we're doing.
I also wanted to focus for a minute on a punter that you recruited, Chase Mitchell. And he's also in line to play baseball for the Braves in the spring. So I'm curious how you and Coach O'Neill, head baseball coach, worked together to land this kid. How did the two of you interact in recruiting this guy?
Well, it worked really well. Jamie Small, who was recruiting him, he was our running back coach last fall. He was in contact with Coach O'Neill. I'm really excited because we've been trying to do this for a couple of years to get a dual sport athlete. And obviously baseball, football is the most common. I've had that in the past at other places that I've been at, and so it was great that we were able to land somebody that I think fits it. A punter, doesn't spend as much time obviously on our field. He's going to be playing in the outfield for us baseball-wise. So I feel like it's a great combination. It was fun to work with Coach O'Neill to get him here.
Yeah, and hopefully he will excel in both sports for sure. Well, you mentioned this briefly, but you've got 27 seniors coming back, 17 starters out of the 22 will be back on the team next year. Your recruiting needs were considerably less than they were the previous year. How was that process different, knowing that you had a smaller pool to work with?
Well, it's a little less work for our coaches. We're able to get those lists a little smaller. We really weren't recruiting a running back. We weren't recruiting a wide receiver. And we were very limited on who we were going to recruit linebacker-wise. So we focused on quarterback, O-line, and D-line and trying to get one secondary, and we did accomplish that. So your list is smaller. The number of positions that you're looking for is smaller, and it made it a little easier on our coaches.
And you mentioned that I think in a previous interview you did with Todd Anderson that you only had 3 recruiting days, and you had three come one day, 5 come one day. So that puts a lot less pressure on the coaching staff to give everyone attention as well, I would think.
It did. We only had 16 student athletes visit campus, and we've had 16 in one weekend, and we did that over 3 weekends. So it worked out really well. And like you say, a little less pressure. We could be a little more, we could be a little more intimate in that we're getting to know the parents a little more. We're spending more time with each recruit on a deeper level, and it worked out really well.
All right, Coach. When we come back, we're going to talk to Coach Shinnick about the upcoming 2013 football schedule. So stay tuned.
I thought it was my lungs.
I was having shortness of breath.
I had a great team of doctors.
Dr. Lowry, wonderful doctor. The only one, really, who has ever had my heart in his hand.
I don't think you got any better treatment in Duke than you got him.
I felt very safe.
I mean, I feel good. Got energy.
I go to the mall and walk 2 miles.
I come out victorious.
I love Southeastern, and of course, if it has something to do with their heart, this is where you get it.